He knows the ones that truly love him, and he knows the ones that are just simply going through the motions, that are pretending to be Christians, pretending to be followers. Those that will show up on Sunday or whatever time church happens, but throughout the week, they continue to live their old life, or they continue to hate people or to be angry, and that's not showing any of the gifts of the Spirit. And I believe he weeps because he knows the price that has to be paid for his people. He knew what it was going to take to bring the peace that we all truly need. The price that he paid for you and I. And see, the prophets, whenever we look at this story, the prophets of old had it right. The people knew it whenever they heard it, and when they saw it, the Messiah was coming, that he was going to ride in on a donkey. As prophesied back in Zechariah and Isaiah both. And so they believed, at least for a moment, that Jesus was he, that Jesus was the Messiah, was the Savior they had been waiting on. But all it took was a week's worth of time for them to change their hearts. Not even a week, right? And the truth is, Jesus knew it. He knew that his people, that some of them, his very own disciples, as we read, it says a multitude of his disciples were coming down the mountain with him. He knew they would fall away. He knew that they would deny even knowing him. He knew that they would reject him. He knew that they would call out, cry out for him to be crucified by the end of that week. And we wonder ourselves, how could someone fall away when they were so close to him? They got to be with him to see all the miracles and everything else. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. They had tasted, but they fell away. So he wept. And his weeping was due to the future he knew they would face because of their rejection. There was no longer peace for them. And he still knows today, he still knows that many will proclaim him their Savior only to reject him on another day. Something else we've been talking about recently. Those who claim him as Savior, want to believe in him, but don't want to turn away from their old lives. Don't want to give their full heart, their full life to him. So he knows that many will call him Savior, yet still choose to live a life that doesn't glorify him, that doesn't honor him, that doesn't obey him. And so he knows and he weeps because some of you still, like those of the Pharisees as well, you've been hardened to him. You won't accept him. You won't believe him. You've been blinded to him. You won't receive, won't take the offered peace that he gives us, the grace that God has given us through his own Son. And so you'll face an eternity away from him. You'll face an eternity in hell. We don't like to think about that. But he came to give us peace, to give us a way to escape that. Because he takes no joy in knowing that there will be some of us that will spend eternity there. So he weeps for you. He weeps for those that are lost still.